I am not much of a tech savvy person, so when it comes to text messaging people on my phone, I like to do it the old fashioned way, which is using my hands, texting out the message, and hitting send, versus using the voice assist feature that is found on a lot of phones nowadays, and to my surprise, a lot of people use because they find it easier. However, I personally have found it to be more difficult than helpful, especially since most of the time I use it, my messages are received as somewhat confusing. So, with that being said, that's why I like to pretty much just text it out with my fingers. That way I can see when I'm texting and use autocorrect to help me out. However, sometimes I do get lazy and I decide that the voice assist feature is a lot easier, especially in some situations where my hands aren't free. They're busy doing things, holding things, and it's hard for me to use both hands to hold it, text out a message, make sure it's right, and then hit send. And it's just a lot easier to just speak into the phone and hit send. Or in some situations, if I'm running late for an event, or if I'm running late for work, or I'm outside and it's sunny and I don't have glasses on, let's say, and the sun's rays are just pretty much bouncing off my keyboard and just causing an awful glare so I can't see anything. So in some situations I will use them. However, I should learn my lesson by now for the fact that more than often it does not work for me. Anyways, there's one time in particular that I remember where I guess I should start off saying it was a few years ago. I was running late for work, and my friend Alexis had texted me that there was a get together going on with some old friends down at the res later that night, and I was invited to go. Also, that I should let her know if I want to ride with them and all that. So I decided that I did want to go. It would be fun to do that, especially after work. And it was summertime, so the weather was nice and all that. So I decided to reply back to her. However, I should have just waited a little bit until I had free time to text because I was running late for work. And because of that, I decided to use the voice assist and just pretty much speak out, yeah, sure, I'll come. I'll text you when I'm off work. And so I did that, and I pressed send. And I didn't think about the fact that there were background noises and the fact that I wasn't speaking clearly into the phone and rushing it, that could pretty much misdrew my intended message. So, decided to use that. I pressed send, and I went to work. And it wasn't until I got off work that I checked my phone and found out that my intended message was just a bunch of gibberish. It made no sense at all, and she had no idea what I was talking about. So, because of that, it ended up that I didn't go to the get-together. One, because I decided to not do what I usually like to do and just, old-fashioned, just text it out like that and just use it, and instead I used the voice assist. And because of that, it pretty much caused my message to become confusing once again. And because of that, she left without me. And also, as I found out later, her phone died, so there was no way of me finding out where it was or anything like that. But I did learn my lesson. All in all, I learned that when it comes to using smartphones, especially nowadays, and you're in a hurry or anything like that, just wait until you have free time to text out the message, or just wait until, even if you use the voice assist, wait until you have a moment to look at it to make sure it makes sense before you press send, because there will be certain times where you actually need to make sense to the other person in order for them to receive it and not just get confused and have a whole big miscommunication, like meltdown and all that. So with that being said, next time I'm going to double check what I wrote out before I sent it, because you really can never be quite too sure with technology.